East of the rock, we find a woman in distress named Maria. She stands outside of a mansion and is asking for help. Magical force seals the doors of the mansion shut, and terrible noises are heard within. Please, you have to help me. What's wrong? The house. There's a ghost. It's killing everyone. Please, you have to help. Ingram is the owner of the mansion. He's still in there. It seems like he found something while exploring the levels below the basement. What was it? I don't know, but there seems to be some kind of energy surrounding the house. I wasn't able to take any items in or out to help the others. Please save them and vanquish the ghost adventurer. Okay, I'll see if I can find them. The entrance to the mansion is just up those steps. Be careful. Now, this quest is clearly inspired by Resident Evil, which actually just had a new game release, Requiem. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at any Resident Evil type games, and I will be relying heavily on the wiki guide for this quest. The house looks dark, spooky, and dangerous. Are you sure you want to enter it? While in the mansion, your world map will be replaced with a map of the house, which is crucial for navigation and finding locked doors. In addition, all the doors feature a peek option. If you think something dangerous is behind a door, you should peek first to check what's lurking on the other side. Perfect. So now, yes, our world map is indeed a plan of the house. We see the ground floor here. We saw the ghost go through this door here, I believe. So let's go take a look. You feel safe in this room. Progress saved. Unlike a regular quest, your progress will only be saved when you enter certain save rooms. If you die, log out, or leave, you will be returned to your last save point when you re-enter the mansion. So let's take a look around here. The hands are missing from the clock face. We can see that there is a mysterious purple aura behind the windows. For this north door, we're going to peek, as there is smoke coming through it. And we see another ghost. Now that the ghost is gone, we enter that room, or we go through the western door of the alleyway and find a dead maid. We've got clock hands, we've got the Raven key now. Let us return back to that safe room. You slot the hands into the clock face. The clock opens to reveal an eye gem. We can open the chest, by the way, to get some mystery meat. Hopefully not human, but you never know. We're going to return back through the main lobby, through the northeast door here. Make sure it's not smoking. We open it with the Raven key. Going to go right through here. Nothing to examine here. We're going to go right through the door. We can sort these books. 7 books appear to be strewn on the floor in front of you. Perhaps they should go back on the shelf. Oh, good lord. Okay. We're going to just put them in at random. Check. The first book causes the whole pile to topple over. The second book doesn't seem right either. The pile of books seem to stay in place. As you put them back, you notice something falling. You quickly catch 2 eye gems before they hit the ground. You need to have at least 10 in all skills to open this chest. This is one of the additional challenges added by this quest. Afterwards, once we have a base stat of 10 in all of these skills, at least the ones released up through divination, we can open this chest. So basically, this will be a very long time from now. There are 9 chests in total like this, for base 10, like this one, base 20 through 90 for the other ones. So it is going to be a very, very long time before we can take advantage of that. Leaving the room, we make our way to the northeast part of the map, ensuring that none of the doors have smoke coming through them before we head into them. Here's another one of those chests in that northeast alleyway. This one requires 20 in all skills, released up through divination again. The statue puzzle. If you find yourself trapped or unable to complete the puzzle due to the way you have pushed the statues, you can simply right-click one to reset the room. Very nice. Yes, indeed, we can. Let's start out with this. Our goal is the gem at the very south part of the room. The statue puzzle completed, we take an eye gem from the southernmost table. We're going to ascend the stairs nearby that second chest. And here, we're going to go through the rightmost door. We see 2 ghosts this time, though they're a bit wonky. We find ourselves in a very small room. We are going to search Ingram's research notes. I have been in the mansion for a month now, and what I have learned of my ancestor Ormud confuses me greatly. I have unearthed nothing so far about the supposed horrors that were committed within these walls, but I have found a great deal about the obsession that consumed him in his later years. Madness took him, or at least he believed that it did, and it so debilitated him during most of his waking hours that he found it quite impossible to function without aid. What little lucidity he had remaining was dedicated to attempts to cure himself of this curse, seemingly without success. Ormud's riches were made in the trade of runes, and it was through magic that he looked for a solution. I have found scattered fragments of the spell he hoped to create, or perhaps recreate. Knowing of his eventual fate, it seems unlikely that he succeeded in his goal. You find the spider key among the notes. You find a fragment of Ormud's spell. Perfect. We now make our way through to the southwest corner of the first floor. You unbolted the door here, so now we can pass through. You open the door with the spider key. We find a dead servant on the bed here. We search his remains. The servant is clutching something in his hands, but rigor mortis has already begun to set in. Do you want to pry the object free? Yes, unfortunately, we do. You find an eye gem. In the very southwest room, we find a room with a sink and a curtain. We draw it back. You can hear shuffling on the other side of the curtain, but can't be sure what it is. Are you sure you want to draw the curtains back? And there, we discover a faceless servant. Hello? She doesn't seem to be aware of you. Search the faceless servant. You find the statue key. Ethics of that aside, we continue on our search through the house. We go through the door, not searching it first, and take damage from Ormud. We discover is the ghost and the ancestor of the owner of the mansion. This time, coming through to the northernmost alleyway, we come face to face with an emaciated spirit. Not in a cutscene. Now we can speak with it. But it disappears as we approach. You open the door with the statue key. We see an eye gem lying on the floor right next to a statue. We investigate it, and we place an eye gem into one of the sockets. We have a second eye gem to put in. You hear the sound of a latch unlocking on a nearby door. Going through that door, we find another statue, and do the same thing here. In the third room, we find a third statue. And, yes, of course, in the fourth room, a fourth statue. We do not have the eye gems for this, unfortunately, so when we investigate it, we are simply told this statue has 2 empty eye sockets. We take the scythe key next to it. We notice what is clearly a secret door, though we cannot go through it. The door appears to be locked by some sort of mechanism. We go back through the doors we came through. Now, still on the first floor, we make our way to the southeast corner of the house, continuing to be mindful of doors with smoke coming through. You open the door with the scythe key. You feel safe in this room. We found another save room, so we can get a bit of food here in case we take more damage. There is a shrine here. You find a piano key and the skull key. There is nothing more of interest here. Examining it just says shriney, so we don't know exactly what sort of shrine here, though from the stars feels like we can assume it is Saradominist. You hear a scream from the door to the main hall to the west. Running down the alleyway, we tried to go through to the main hall, but the door appears to be blocked. Perhaps you should check the keyhole. We see that there is some sort of blockage here. We can see 2 legs and 2 feet, and we cannot go through. It feels like something heavy is wedged against the other side. So we go back for now. And we go through the alleyway's eastern north door, unbolting the door, and we peek through as it is smoking. We go down the stairs, back onto the ground floor. Before we go through the southeastern door of this hallway, it should be noted that the windows are going to be shattered, and we will be taking periodic damage, so we must be quick. This is true on the ground floor at the moment for this hallway and the main hall. In this hallway, we are safe. But here again, we are taking damage. We can see that there is broken glass by the windows, so we quickly make our way through to a safe room. Back in the room with the clock, we decide to make our way to the northwest corner of the ground floor. We open the middle north door with the skull key. We find ourselves in a room with Ormud's scribblings. Madness, they call it. Madness! Maybe it is madness, but madness is nothing but a curse. As illness is an infirmity of the body, so madness is an infirmity of the mind. In my long experience with mages and runes, I have learned that any physical ailment can be alleviated with the right magic. If it is so for the body, then why not for the mind? Why not indeed? And so, my clients have developed a spell for me, but it is incomplete. It needs something more, some missing piece of knowledge that neither they nor I possess. Useless! I tear it to pieces. You find a fragment of Ormud's spell. We continue through to the very northwestern room, and we find there a grand piano. You add the missing note and play it. The piano itself still doesn't make any sound, but you hear a clunk nearby. The piano unlocked a hidden door on the southern wall. We go through it, and we start taking continuous damage. Within there, we search a scorched skeleton, and we immediately get out. Oh, good lord. We now make our way to the easternmost stairs and go into the basement. We find ourselves in a room with further descending stairs and many doors. We go through the west wall's north door, and there we find the collapsed body of the butler, and we find a cleaver key on him. We go through the north door here into a safe room to get more food. We are quite low on health, so I'm hoping we have enough food to make it through this quest in one go. Going through the northeast door, we open it with the cleaver key, and we are now in a room filled with glass and with knives running through it. We turn off running, and now we begin trying to dodge the knives. We make it through the maze without taking any damage and go through to the next room. We appear to be in a dining room of some sort. We go through the north wall's middle door. In this room, we can only search a chest of drawers, and we find a large pipette there. We go through the north wall's eastern door. There we find a pig. There is a slash in the pig's belly, exposing its innards. The smell is repulsive. Peering inside, you see a pool of festering bile. Unfortunately, what we now have to do is to insert the large pipette into the pig and get that pig bile. You part the flesh and direct the large pipette through the opening. Squeezing and releasing the rubber filler extracts a disgusting green liquid. You received the large pipette of pig bile. How lovely. We now go through the eastern door. Here we are in a smithy. There is a large furnace that we search. The area in front of the furnace is littered with tiny scraps of rags and blood. Inside, you can still make out fragments of cracked and charred bones among the coals. Despite knowing where it came from, you feel compelled to scoop up some ashes. They could come in handy. You found the human ashes. Oh, that's just lovely. Back in the dining room, we use both the pig bile and the human ashes on the cauldron. The ingredients bubble and churn as they heat into an alkaline concoction. We take the alkaline concoction into the pipette, which we then are able to use on the southernmost door. You dissolve the ectoplasm with the alkaline concoction. You hear someone bolt the door behind you. Oh, there was that chair in there. Who's there? Yeah, no answer. Probably the chair. It happens. We continue through the basement. You good? As you approach, the servant's screaming seems to get so loud it is almost deafening. Peering at her frozen face, you see a look of pure terror and a key resting in her gaping mouth. Okay. Slowly, you reach into the servant's mouth. Although she remains frozen, the wailing suddenly intensifies. The key appears to be stuck on something. Her teeth seem to tighten around your hand. You need to move. Pull the key free. Yes. You rip the key from the servant's mouth, and the screaming immediately stops. You found the doll key. Well, that was lovely. We find ourselves in another room. Next to a ladder, we see some key hooks, and we take there the snake key. Now, once we climb this ladder, we are going to be in a purple area. So I'm going to eat some food, which actually restores us to full health. Very nice. You see a purple glow from around the edge of the door. Yes, I suppose we shall go through here. We're down in the northeast corner of the main hall in the first floor, or in the ground floor. So we make our way up the stairs, onto the first floor, and through the western door. We unlock a door with the doll key, and we are now in a room full of stairs. We see the emaciated spirit again. I can't find it. It's lost. Hello? I want her hairbrush back. I miss her. You try to touch him. Your hand passes through him. The ghost doesn't seem to be aware that you are there. On the floor, in the same room as the emaciated spirit, we see another key, the Tusk's key. And we descend the stairs. Back on the first floor, we make our way to an eastern room on the western half of the house. You open the door with the Tusk's key. In this rather oddly shaped room, we have a bust, some more stuffed animals, an unusual dragon head. Yes, I suppose it is. Some trophies. This seems to be a trophy room of some description. We press a button on the bust, and this reveals a trap door underneath the bear. climbing down, we discover another body, a thief, who seems to have been here for quite some time. The scratches on the wall suggest the thief was locked in here against his will. Searching his body reveals the item he was trying to steal, another eye gem. We now have 2 eye gems, so we can do that other statue. Let's return there, then. Going back through the many rooms of statues, we get back to the final, 4th statue, with its hidden door that we could not unlock previously. Investigating the statue, we place the 2 eye gems into its sockets, and we hear a latch unlocking on a nearby door, which was obviously the hidden door. You feel safe in this room. And here we find a shrine of the sun, along with a painting. Presumably, this is the emaciated spirit that we have found. The shrine seems to be in memory of Lenian Gullivis, constructed by his father Ormud. Sitting atop it is a hairbrush, coated in dust. It hasn't been moved for many years. You found the mother's hairbrush. We return through the statue rooms and make our way back to where we previously found the emaciated spirit. Hello there, Mr. Emaciated Spirit. I have good news and bad news for you. You give Lenian the hairbrush. Thank you, sir. I must apologize for my behavior. I do not know what came over me. Who are you? My name is Lenian. My father Ormud built this great mansion long ago. I think it's his ghost who's haunting the mansion. He's killing people. Oh, poor father. He was a troubled man. He blames himself for my death, I think. His guilt has trapped him here, turned him into a monster. What can we do about it? If it's what he seeks, perhaps my forgiveness could give him some reprieve. It's worth a try. Wait, it's her. Keep her away from me. You found the noose key among the broken stairs. And now, once we go through this door, we are going to be chased by this monster that just killed Lenian again? Certainly ate him. If we allow the monster to touch us, we will instantly die. We also have to deal with the damage of the purple area, though at the very least, it will not be chasing us through here. We find ourselves in the master chamber with a little cupboard in it that we can search. Ooh, and there is a door here. Beautiful. The ladder takes you down through a pillar in the gallery to the basement. In the basement, we are safe from the monster. Making our way through this first alleyway in the basement, we see a peephole. Or a peephole, rather. You memorize the set of symbols on the wall. Perhaps they could be useful. Yes, we do have a very important symbol. We've not actually been introduced to this quite yet. This will be very important later on in the series. We find ourselves back in the basement room with the various doors and 2 stairs. We quickly pop into the safe room to save our progress. And we descend the second set of stairs here. This door has a combination lock. You unlock the door by entering the symbols you saw through the peephole. Going down further stairs, we come to a door puzzle. Using the wiki to guide us, we quickly solve the puzzle. And we open the door. There are even further stairs. There's a temporal chest here. This requires 50 in all skills. Going down again, even further stairs, we find some climbing gear and mountaineering gear, which seems to be a grappling hook and some rope. leading down a very deep hole. Ingram must have left this mountaineering gear. The hanging rope stretches into the darkness of the pit. Climb down the rope? Yes, I think we do. And this brings us into a safe room. There is a chest here with some more mystery meat. I'm still over half health, so I'm not too concerned, especially given that the monster will kill me in one shot no matter what. In the next room, we find a moldering tome. The majority of this book's pages are brittle with age to the point of disintegration. However, you soon discover that it appears to be some sort of visitor's log. Though this ledger is ancient beyond belief, it does appear to have our name in it. We search the reception desk and find Nabor's notes on insanity and the chains key. Unfortunately, the notes on insanity does not appear to be complete. There are pieces missing that we must find. We find ourselves in a hallway with some doors and magic barriers, which still seem to be operational. We unlock the door with the chains key. Finding the dagger key at the very end of these hallways and the rooms, we begin making our way back through to the safe room. We now climb the rope and the many staircases, going through to the ancient door and back to another safe room. With our progress saved, we now steel ourselves to go out of the basement, where we now have to face the monster once again. Our goal from here is the safe room with the grandfather clock. Back with the ticking of the clock, we feel safe once more. We now have to go through the main hall once again, from the ground floor onto the first floor. We find the servant that was killed and propped up against the door earlier. We move them. We get back through a hallway, running from the monster. Using the dagger key, we quickly go through into the southwestern door of this hallway. We find Ingram himself. Whatever killed Ingram left him with an expression of utter, soul-destroying terror etched into his face. In this room, we also find Ingram's rantings. I know that a locked door will not stop it, but what else can I do? I have not the courage to go out and face it, and so here I wait. On my return to the house, I found a third ghost, a little girl. Though voiceless, the girl seemed gentle, even kind, before I saw her erupt into that great vile mass, the very same beast that chased me from its lair beneath the house. The girl and the monster are one. What curse could befall such a sweet child that causes her to manifest such unholy fury? Ormud was trying to accomplish something to cure his madness. He wrote of a spell that failed him. I believe it was his failure that drove him from simple eccentricity to murderous lunacy. I have recovered pieces of his spell from among his notes. Perhaps if I could assemble all 3 fragments, it could be used to cure the girl. But if Ormud could not make it work after so many years, what chance have I in these last scant hours? You find a fragment of Ormud's spell. With this, we have all 3 pieces of the scroll when we combine them with Nabor's notes on insanity. You created the Break Curse scroll. Returning to the hallway, we quickly run east to give us some room. And once the monster appears, we use the scroll on it. The monster, no longer approaching us, now has a dialogue option. It didn't work. I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I cast a spell to break your curse, but you're still a monster. I don't understand. What are you saying, human? You were a little girl, and then you turned into a monster. A little girl? Rowena. You mean Rowena? I don't know her name. Rowena. Is she safe? No. The little girl is you, like I said. I had the strangest dream.
I dreamed I was Rowena. I just wanted to play. But people kept running away, and when I caught up to them, they vanished. That's because you are the little girl. I am not Rowena. Then who are you? What are you? My name is Senekianus Aloysius Pamphilius. I am a citizen of Sentiston. But why do you look like that? Like what? Oh, like this? Because I am what you humans call a demon. And who was Rowena? She was... By the 12! I killed her! I ate her! Rowena, I am sorry. You... what? You consumed her and took her form? The guilt must have driven me mad. I lost myself. I remember a cell, priests and doctors, an asylum. Time in my madness must have blurred events. There was a home for the broken-minded that I recall hearing of before the fog of confusion. Then the spell I cast must have cured your madness. If that is so, then I thank you. Since you're no longer trying to devour me, I have a more pressing issue. And what would that be? This mansion is haunted by the ghost of Ormud Golvas. I was trying to put him to rest, but you ate the ghost of his dead son, preventing him from finding forgiveness. I dreamed of that. Lenian, Rowena wanted to play with him. I believe I can help you. How? I can think of two ways. I could simply consume him, as I did with Lenian, or I could take Lenian's form and grant his father the forgiveness he seeks. Which would you prefer?
Oh, good lord.
Well, given Lenian's final wish was to grant his father forgiveness, I think that is the only ethical way forward. Even if Lenian has been eaten, and this would be lying to his father, it was still technically the intention of Lenian. What a dilemma. Tell Senekianus to grant Ormud forgiveness. Very well. I am beginning to recall the layout of this building. Meet me in the main hall. But the main hall is dangerous. There is an energy field. I will be able to protect you. We will run through Senekianus, through the western door, back into the main hall. Though there is still purple energy to be found, we are no longer taking damage. We see quote-unquote Lenian here. Father. Lenian, is that you? Father, come closer. It's going to be okay. Lenian, I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you. I know, Father. We don't have to stay here any longer. Let's go. There, put to rest. Well, that finishes what I came here to do. I need to report back that the ghost has gone. What are you going to do now? I need to get my bearings. We'll meet again soon, and with that, we are now able to exit the house. Back outside, we report our success to Maria. Is it safe now? Did you find the ghost? I found him and put him to rest. It was the ghost of Ormod Golvis, who originally built this mansion. There was also a demon who had taken the form of a little girl. He's perfectly friendly now that I've broken his curse. Oh, thank you. I think I might stay out here then. Did you find anyone else in the house? There didn't seem to be any survivors. I'm sorry. I feared as much. Ghosts, demons, how could this have happened to us? Well, I suppose I should thank you. Hopefully now they can rest in peace. You survived the mansion where no one else did. Such bravery deserves recognition. We have now completed Broken House. With this, We get 1 quest point, a small experience lamp, an asylum doctor's ring, which causes monsters to drop uncooked mystery meat, the pulled away emote, access to the temporal chests in the mansion, and we have unlocked the hard mode of Broken Home. You can now replay Broken Home and also accept challenges to unlock more rewards. Speak to Maria for more details. I don't think we'll be doing that. What I've been mostly interested in is this Asylum Doctor's Ring, which is actually power armor. It gives us a very significant damage bonus in all combat types. Though, if we click on it, you need 30 defense to wear this item. So it'll be some time before we get there. I was hoping to make use of this before I go into my magic training, but it would appear that that is no longer going to happen.
So this quest, although it is categorized under Pathfinder in the timeline, does mention a few things that will be very important much later on. We found a very particular symbol that I believe we will next encounter in the Champion timeline, much later on, which we will get to after we complete Dragon Slayer, which is quite a long ways from now. We also discovered a demon in the name of a place called Sentiston. Again, this will be referenced and explained a little bit in the Dig Site quest. I thank you all for watching. As I've mentioned in all of my videos, please subscribe to follow along on this journey. I also recommend leaving a comment of anything you would like further explained, any bits of lore that I didn't quite explain clearly enough. Also leave comments on any criticisms you have of the editing style. I'm trying to get better at it. I've recently discovered how keyframes work in DaVinci, and I think things will get better from here on out. Thank you all for watching once again, and I will see you all next time.